All right, so today we're going to be diving into the world of crypto.
Sounds good.
You sent over this article from Finance Magnates.
Yep.
And it's got some pretty bold predictions about XRP and Bitcoin in 2025,
That's right.
courtesy of this AI platform called DeepSeek AI.
Yeah, and it's not just the numbers that are interesting here.
Right.
It's what DeepSeek looked at to come up with these predictions.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Sure.
Starting with XRP, DeepSeek is saying it could hit somewhere between $3.50
Yeah.
and $5 by the end of 2025.
Huge.
That's a pretty big jump from where it is now.
It is a significant jump, and they give a 70% probability
Wow.
to Ripple winning its case against the SEC.
Right.
This case is really crucial for XRP's future.
Yeah, that SEC case is huge.
Yeah.
Just for our listeners who need a recap.
Right.
The SEC is basically the main regulatory body for securities in the U.S.
Right.
And they're arguing that XRP itself should be classified as a security.
Yep.
Which would mean a whole lot more regulations for Ripple.
Exactly. And a win for Ripple means that XRP would be free from those constraints.
Yeah.
Paving the way for wider adoption. And that's one of the big reasons DeepSeek is so bullish on XRP.
Makes sense, but it's not the only reason.
Right.
They also mentioned increased adoption of Ripple's on-demand liquidity platform.
Yes.
Or ODL by financial institutions.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember hearing about ODL.
Okay.
Remind me, what is it all about?
Yeah, so imagine you're a bank.
Okay.
And you need to send a large sum of money overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally, that's slow and expensive.
Right.
ODL uses XRP to facilitate those cross-border payments.
Okay.
Makes it much faster and cheaper.
Oh, so banks are basically all over ODL because it saves them time and money.
Exactly. Efficiency and cost savings.
Got it.
Which are music to any bank's ears.
I can see why that would drive up demand for XRP.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about the king of crypto.
All right.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
DeepSeek has laid out these 3 potential scenarios for Bitcoin in 2025.
Right.
And they range from pretty good to like mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Their base case puts Bitcoin between $100,000 and $150,000.
Right.
Which is a very healthy return from where we are now.
By any standard, yes.
But then they have this hyper-Bitcoinization scenario.
Yeah.
That sounds intense.
It does sound intense.
What is hyper-Bitcoinization?
Well, it's a scenario where Bitcoin essentially becomes a dominant form of money.
Wow.
Accepted globally.
Okay.
Which would mean a huge shift in the global financial landscape.
So if that happens, DeepSeek is predicting $350,000
You got it.
for one Bitcoin.
Uh-huh.
But it gets even wilder.
It does get wild.
They also have a black swan event prediction.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
What kind of black swan event are we talking about?
Like major global instability.
Okay.
Something that shakes confidence in the traditional financial system.
Right.
Like a massive economic crisis. Maybe a major geopolitical event.
Got it.
And if that happens, they predict Bitcoin could peak at 500,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So it sounds like all of these Bitcoin scenarios are kind of hinging on this idea of institutional adoption.
Yeah.
Which we hear about all the time in the crypto world.
Right.
But what does that actually mean for everyday people?
Yeah.
Especially like for those who are new to crypto.
So institutional adoption is all about the big players getting involved.
Okay.
Hedge funds, asset managers, pension funds, even governments.
Right.
When these institutions start investing heavily in crypto, it brings a flood of new capital into the market.
Okay.
Which can drive up prices.
So it's not just about individuals like buying and selling Bitcoin on their phones anymore.
Right.
It's about like mainstream acceptance.
Yes.
By the financial establishment.
Precisely.
Okay.
So DeepSeek is essentially saying the more mainstream Bitcoin becomes, the higher its price could climb.
Right.
They're betting on wider acceptance and integration of Bitcoin into the global financial system.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all really fascinating.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to this whole DeepSeek story that makes it even more intriguing.
Oh, absolutely.
DeepSeek itself.
Yeah.
The platform making all these predictions.
Yeah.
It's kind of shaking things up in the AI world, too.
Right.
It's actually become more popular than ChatGPT here in the U.S. And on a tiny development budget.
I know, it's crazy.
Less than $6 million.
Yeah, it's wild.
And the fact that it's open source is a pretty big deal, too.
It's a huge deal. Open source AI means the code is freely available for anyone to use, modify, and distribute.
All right.
So it fosters this rapid innovation and collaboration.
So it's like a community effort where anyone can contribute to like the development of the AI.
It is.
I imagine that's probably causing some anxiety for companies
Oh, yeah.
who have poured millions of dollars into their own AI projects
Absolutely.
that are closed off.
Yeah, you're right.
DeepSeek's success is kind of a wake-up call
Yeah.
for a lot of those companies.
It really is.
It raises questions about the viability of these expensive closed systems.
Right.
When a low-cost open-source platform can achieve
Yep.
such amazing results, it also highlights the growing competition from Chinese developers
Yes.
who are innovating,
Yes.
despite not having access to the most advanced U.S. chips.
Absolutely. DeepSeek's rise is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
It shows that innovation can come from unexpected places,
Yeah.
even in the face of limitations.
So we've got these bold predictions for Bitcoin and XRP,
Yeah.
this rapidly changing AI landscape,
Yes.
and a global tech rivalry heating up.
Mm-hmm.
This is all connected, isn't it?
It really is, and it makes you wonder, what does it all mean for the future of cryptocurrency?
Yeah,
What happens when these seemingly separate trends converge?
that's a great question.
Right.
And we're going to delve deeper into that right after this break.
DeepSeek's projections for Bitcoin and XRP paint a pretty rosy picture for the future of crypto.
They do.
But as we know,
Right.
the crypto world is anything but predictable.
That's true. No one has a crystal ball.
Right.
Things can change so quickly
Yeah.
in this space. But I think what's really interesting about DeepSeek's analysis isn't just the price predictions themselves.
Right.
It's all the other factors they highlight.
I agree. The interplay of those factors is
Yeah.
really key to understanding the bigger picture.
Mhm.
We've got legal battles like the Ripple versus SEC case,
Right.
which could have huge implications, not just for XRP, but for the entire crypto industry.
Totally. The outcome of that case could set a precedent for how cryptocurrency is regulated in the U.S.
Yeah,
and potentially around the world.
absolutely.
And then we have this rapid pace of technological adoption.
Right.
Ripple's ODL platform
Yeah,
has the potential to revolutionize cross-border payments,
for sure.
and not just for banks either. Think about the impact on individuals and businesses that rely on international money transfers.
Yeah.
Faster, cheaper transactions could be a game changer.
Right. We often think about institutional adoption in terms of the big players like banks and hedge funds.
Right.
But adoption by individuals
Uh,
and smaller businesses
Yeah.
is equally important.
And then let's not forget about the global competition
Yeah.
in the AI space.
Oh, yeah,
China is emerging
for sure.
as a major force in AI development.
Right.
And that's going to have ripple effects on everything,
Mm-hmm.
including cryptocurrency.
It's fascinating to see how all these trends are converging.
Yeah.
You've got these massive institutions
Yeah.
with their traditional systems
Uh-uh.
and ways of doing things, dipping their toes into the crypto world.
Yeah, like hesitant, but they're getting there.
Yeah. They're testing the waters.
And then on the other hand, you've got this like almost rebellious,
Wow.
decentralized energy
Uh-huh.
embodied by platforms like DeepSeek,
Yeah,
which are challenging the status quo,
for sure.
pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah. It really does feel like a clash of cultures.
It does.
Makes you wonder
Right.
what happens when these two worlds collide.
Mm.
Will institutional adoption lead to greater centralization
Great.
and control within the crypto space?
Yeah.
Or will the open source, decentralized ethos prevail?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
I think it's too early to say for sure,
Yeah.
but it'll be fascinating to watch how things unfold.
It really will.
And speaking of fascinating,
Yeah.
DeepSeek's own success story raises another interesting point.
Right.
I mean, they've managed to disrupt the AI landscape
For sure.
with
Yeah.
a fraction of the resources
Yeah.
of their competitors.
It's wild.
It's a classic David versus Goliath story.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you wonder if their unique perspective, their underdog status, if you will,
Right.
could be influencing their crypto predictions.
That's a really interesting question. Do they see the potential for disruption and growth
Right.
in a way that maybe the established players don't? Or are they more attuned to the challenges and the uncertainties that come with navigating this rapidly evolving space?
It's hard to say, but I think it's definitely worth considering.
I think so too.
They're clearly not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom,
Right.
both with their AI platform and with their crypto forecasts.
I think that's a crucial takeaway for anyone who's interested in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Don't just listen to the big names or the institutions.
Right.
Be open to hearing different perspectives,
Yeah.
even from unexpected sources.
That's a great point. The crypto space is constantly evolving.
Right.
And the most insightful perspectives often come from the people
Mm-hmm.
who are willing to think outside the box.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really makes you think about all the assumptions we make,
Right.
especially in a field like cryptocurrency,
Mm-hmm.
where things are changing so rapidly. We tend to look to the big names, like you said, the established players, for guidance.
Right. But DeepSeek's story shows us
Yeah.
that sometimes the most insightful perspectives come from those who are willing to challenge that conventional wisdom.
The ones who see the world a little bit differently.
Exactly. And their outsider perspective
Yeah.
could be their secret weapon.
Like they're not bound by the same constraints or preconceived notions.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Uh-huh.
what would you say is like the biggest takeaway for our listeners?
I think it comes down to the future of cryptocurrency. It's inextricably linked to these broader
Yeah.
technological and geopolitical trends.
Right. It's not just about like the price of Bitcoin or XRP anymore.
It's not just about the numbers.
Yeah, it's about understanding all these forces
Right.
at play.
That are shaping the whole financial landscape.
Exactly. The rise of AI,
Yeah.
the shifting balance of global power,
Yeah.
that growing tension between centralization and decentralization.
All of it.
These are the things that are going to determine the fate of crypto.
And the choices that we make today.
Right.
How we engage with these emerging technologies.
Yeah.
That's going to have a huge impact on that future.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Okay.
Lots for us all to think about.
Yeah, lots to ponder.
And we'll definitely continue to follow all these developments closely.
For sure.
Until next time. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
Sounds good.